Get a little bit of light. Of course, YouTube doesn't share my videos anymore with anyone. Minute and a half and no one comes in. Told you they got my channel locked down, but nobody believes it. Two minutes in and nobody's in. Well, they really got me blocked down, don't they? One person after 2 minutes. That shows you how far YouTube's got my channel choked down. What's up, John? That tells you how far my channel's been choked down by YouTube. The trolls are out today. We've got people, got somebody online, made a video last night about the AI technology that's literally reading our minds. Showed an example of that in my life where, oh wow, I gotta fix that. Oh wow, I gotta fix that. Son of a gun, that sucks. Oh wow, I gotta fix that. Wow, I gotta work. I gotta go to work. My water source is busted. Somebody has busted my water source wide open. That stinks. Wow, that sucks. That was a lot of work, and somebody has destroyed it. My water source is usually up about 4 feet deep, and it looks like somebody has vandalized it and opened up my water source, and now my water's not a foot deep. Never-ending vandalism. Anyway, 2 people in here. Say hi if you're here. Anyway, I made a video last night showing how AI is literally reading our minds. I read studies 25 years ago where they were literally reading our minds with electronics. They don't need to have anything hooked up to your mind. It's just like all these people on these targeted individuals, and I'm assuming they're newly targeted on Facebook, because Facebook is the first source you go to when you're targeted, because it's the biggest app in the world. So they're like, oh, I got chips all over my body. I've been microchipped. They can read my mind through microchips. And I'm like, man, that's old technology. They don't need microchips. I mean, all of us are tracked. All of us have nanotechnology in us because they're spraying it on us. But they don't need those chips to read your mind. They don't need it. They don't need anything hooked up to you. So I showed the video last night of, pardon me, as my old ass walks up this steep hill on the side of a mountain. Yeah. North Carolina mountains. This is all mine. Anyway, they don't need to be hooked up to you to read your mind. They don't need it. So I even said, hey, talking about that chicken. And this dumbass in the comment section says, well, the phone was listening to you, and that's why it knew you were eating chicken for a sandwich. So you mean I'm completely by myself, alone on this mountaintop, and I declared in front of my phone, oh yes, I declare I have found a packet of chicken, and because I have found the chicken, I will thus put it on a sandwich and have a chicken sandwich. And then it magically popped up on YouTube. Oh man, the stupid is so strong with these people. I mean, the stupid literally is a brain-eating disease. These people know nothing. It's just like these people that are cheering for data centers. Oh, they're going to bring tax revenue into the communities. They're not bad. They're not going to hurt us. They're good for us. Oh, that's good for us. It's going to be fine. Well, data centers use up more power than millions of people in one day. One day, they use up more power. The amount of water they use, there's going to be no water in America. There's going to be no water left. I already heard that one river in New Mexico is completely freaking dry because of the data centers at the bottom and top of it. But here this moron is they don't have mind control technology. They can't read your mind. They've been studying this shit. I mean, Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg, they're all talking about it 10 years ago about learning how to decode the human mind. This is old technology. Reading minds is old technology. No, they can't do that. And if you ask AI says, oh, they can't do that without having some external device placed on the body, you know? And I'm like, no, demon, you are wrong, demon. And I always call AI demon when I talk to it because it's a literal demon. I say, in the name of Jesus, demon, and I speak to it. And it gets a lot more humble when I do that. It's weird. I mean, it's not weird. Kevin O'Leary described AI as a demon. He actually described it as the devil. And he said, it needs power. The machine, it has to have power, because the more power you feed it, the more it grows and the stronger and wiser it gets. Tell me they're not talking about growing a demon. It's pretty baffling. Anyway, you guys got any questions? 4 people, that's all I can get after I got 1 person in after 2.5 minutes. Any questions, comments? I just always have to pick out the peanut gallery. They're just dumb. And it's so heartbreaking to me how dumb people are. And I think the biggest part about the stupidity is the people that always bitch and complain and rag me. They don't have a moral compass. They don't know what it means to be honest. They don't have an honest bone in their body. I go out of my way to literally be as honest as I possibly can. I mean, if I think I'm going to shut my mouth, and if I accidentally tell a lie because I talk too fast, then I stop and I go back and say, oh, sorry, I got that one wrong. But with these demonic people, there's no moral compass to these imbeciles. There's no moral compass to these imbeciles. It's a stark contrast from good and evil. Anyway, any questions? I guess I got to go to work and fix my water source. I don't even want to do that today. No comments? Nobody's talking today? Nobody's talking today? I mean, we're doomed. America's doomed. The world's doomed. They're not reading our minds. They're just telling us that they are. So these multi-millionaires, almost billionaires, well, I mean, Elon Musk is almost a trillionaire. He says that they have the technology to read your mind. And then I go and I post it on my page, on my post for YouTube, all the brain mind reading technology, boom, 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 video after video of them saying, yes, we can read your mind. But I just make that up. I just make it up. It's so bizarre. Anyway, sounds like it's coming here. Oh no, it's already there. The UK's full of it too. There are a lot of targeted individuals in the UK. Listen, you guys are more screwed than we are. They've totally destroyed your country. Your world is gone. It's done. With the Islamic invasion, it's horrible. That young man that got killed last week. And if my audience, the 3 people in here that don't know it, a young Briton man was on a sidewalk, and a Pakistani Muslim comes up to him, stabs him. He's bleeding out on the sidewalk. A cop runs up, and the Pakistani Muslim says, he called me a racist. He's a racist. He's a racist. He's a racist. So as this young 18-year-old man is bleeding out on the sidewalk, the British terror pig handcuffs him and doesn't render aid and lets that young man bleed to death on a sidewalk, while the Pakistani Muslim that stabbed him is on the sidewalk saying, I'm a victim. I had to stab him because he said bad words. My last name is Townsend. I'm from the Towns End in England. That's where my people are from. This hurts me to my bones that my forefathers, my ancestors, have let that place be destroyed. America's on the way out too. I mean, all this has got to come down. The Bible's real. I mean, the Bible says in the end times that the world will turn against the nation state of Israel. Well, here we are. Here we are. And Israel's the one promoting all of this mass migration. The Jews are doing it. I love Tommy Robinson, but he is so far. I think that he messed up and took BB's money. I agree with everything that Tommy does, except the fact because people in Britain, in the UK, you guys have a block on information. You guys are I wouldn't say more propagandized than America, because we get hit by everything, but they criminalize speech in your country. I mean, they do here too, but it's to a level unforeseen. I think the last thing was 3,000 people a day in your country, in Britain, are being arrested for speech, for as Charlie Veach says, vocal cord crimes. But you're so propagandized in the UK that Putin is the bad guy and everyone else is the good guy. Ukraine is the good guy. Ukraine, the most corrupt country on the planet, where our government is laundering money through Zelensky. I mean, if I wanted to save the world, if I were president of the United States right now, the first thing I would do, I would cancel my relationship with Israel right off the bat. I would call Putin. I would take my ass straight to Russia. I'd get in there and I'd sit down with Putin. Putin, we're going to rule the world. We're going to rule the world, you and I together. We're going to keep this nation. We're going to keep the world safe. You know that Putin just made it a criminal offense to worship Satan? Did you know that, folks? It is a criminal offense in Russia to worship Satan. He's the one talking about people that run in our country are vampires and they're eating children. Putin's saying this. Oh no, but he wants to destroy Great Britain. No, he doesn't. America lost its way when we fought the Germans. And you can say that I'm a white whatever and white power and all that other craziness, but if you'll listen to me as I speak, the winners write the books. The winners write the history books. Every country in the world that Jews have went to, they have overthrown it and destroyed it. The books they were burning in Germany in the 1930s were not Christian books. They were not Bibles. They were not Protestant books. They were gay and transgender books. That's what they were destroying. That's what they were burning. Just like in the Holocaust. The Holocaust was not 6 million Jews. The Red Cross went in and they did investigations and they said the most people that died, and they didn't die from being burnt in ovens, and they didn't die because they were gassed. All the places that had that all these, like Auschwitz, those were delousing pits. They weren't gas chambers. They deloused them. They were full of lice because Jews back then didn't shower. They didn't shave. They were nasty people. I'm sorry. I'm just telling you the truth. They literally lived in ghettos. The word ghetto came not from black thugs in America. No, it was Jewish ghettos. It's a Jewish term, or it's been used to define the way Jews set up camps, the ghettos. But they studied everything. Anne Frank's own sister said, no, they were delousing pits. No one was getting burned alive. The 287,000 people that died, they died due to starvation. Because Hitler couldn't get enough food because of the harsh winters that he didn't plan for. And the worst thing that happened because of U.S. intervention against Germany was 100 million Christians slaughtered in the Bolshevik Revolution, done by Ashkenazi Jews. When the Talmud says that Jesus is burning in hell in his own feces, they mean it. When they say that Mother Mary was a whore and Jesus was nothing but a magician that came from the whore's womb, you gotta kind of believe them. They put Jesus on a cross and sacrificed him. The word Judeo-Christian is an oxymoron. It means nothing. It is like saying white, black, daylight, dark. It's the opposites in one sentence, Judeo and Christian. But no one will wake up. Last 6 months, I'll go through and I get the AI versions of the German painter's speeches, and I'll listen to it. And you would swear, if you take Germany out of it and put America in it, or you put Great Britain in it, then you would swear it was an America first Donald Trump speech. And I'm not a fan of Donald Trump. He's really freaking hurt my goddamn feelings. I got fooled by that one. Mind control is real. That's all I got to say about that. Mind control is real because Donald Trump has been taken over. It's remarkable. But we protected the wrong side. Even our general even said that we were on the wrong side. We should have linked up with the Germans and helped them. I mean, we helped Stalin, and Stalin killed 100 million Christians. And here's your proof for that, people that don't believe me when I talk about the Holocaust. Look at the numbers before the supposed Holocaust, the total number of Jews. How it went from 8 million to 15 million in 6 years. I thought 6 million died. So how did they gain 7 million? If 6 million died and they gained 7 million, how did that happen? Miraculous conception? I know this to be true because just like the world thinks that our Civil War was over slavery, it wasn't over slavery at all. Slaves weren't even talked about until 2 years into the war. Slavery was used as a tariff on the South. The Emancipation Proclamation was only enacted on the South because the North was, what they were saying is the North was telling their people, well, look, they're using slaves to fight their battle, so we're gonna enact the Emancipation Proclamation, and then their slaves will be free and they can't help fight us. No. Millions of black men and women fought on the side of the South because Lincoln was a devout communist. Propaganda. That's what I hate about Tommy Robinson. He goes and he shields for freaking Israel all the time, and it breaks my heart that he just doesn't know because people in the UK just don't know. They're so propagandized. Putin is like Satan. Putin is the worst thing coming. He's the worst thing on the world. I mean, did you people not know 40 years ago when they were importing all these Pakistanis and Indians that it was going to be like this? Because I said, you better not. Just like when Reagan, our country, gave millions of Mexicans, give them amnesty. That created the windfall, that created the avalanche that turned into a snowball of third world bullcrap. Can you hit a like button? Can you hit a like button? Of course not. Nobody wants to know the truth. You speak truth, you're the bad guy. I mean, what world are we in when they say that Tucker Carlson works for Qatar? And this is the most telling thing. I'm on a page called Phil Robertson. If you don't know who Phil Robertson is, he's the Duck Dynasty patriarch. He died last year. But there's called the Phil Robertson page. And on this page, the page poster gets on there and he puts an ad on there saying that that Nick Shirley investigated Megyn Kelly's bank records, and it says that she is working for George Soros. The whole article, it's a long article, it looks professionally made. It's all Israeli Jewish freaking bullshit. Every person on there, well, I knew it. And then it says, what about Candace? What about Tucker? I knew it. I knew they were paid. I knew Soros controlled them. I knew it. So for 10 minutes straight until YouTube shut off my ability to comment, I went to Google. I went to the AI demon and I said, hey, demon, did Nick Shirley investigate Megyn Kelly and determine George Soros was paying her for her opinions on air? And this big article came up and said, no, that's a false claim that's put out in the media to disparage her. And it was a whole freaking thing saying, no, it never happened. It was all a goddamn lie. It was propaganda. Of course, they didn't put on there that the Jewish mafia made it up. But I went under every single person's name that commented, I knew it. Candace and Tucker, they're next. They're going to burn in hell, blah, 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 blah. All these uninformed freaking boomers, most of them are boomers. They see one thing, take it as fact, and then they just run with it. And the whole page is everybody bashing Megyn Kelly and Tucker Carlson and Candace Owens and Nick Fuentes. Every single person on there was bashing them. And you know what happens? As soon as I go under their names and click on it and reply to them, and it puts their names in blue, so it alerts them in their feed that I'm the one talking to them, and I shared it with them, you know what the people did? They put a thumbs up on my comment, and then they deleted theirs. Thumbs up on my comment and deleted theirs because they were so easy to lie to. Just like the people in the UK. You're so easy to lie to. Putin is no threat to UK. What do you have in Britain? What do you have in Britain? What do you got? You don't have anything. What's he going to take? Why does Putin want to kill you? There's no reason. You don't have anything to take. What? He wants your Muslims? Because that's one thing you have in abundance is Muslims. You don't have anything else. That's why I say that Piers Morgan's the biggest wicked wanker on the planet. He is so stupid and blind. Oh, I get the best curry in the world. And he told Tucker Carlson, I love the Muslim people. We have all molded together. We are a melting pot of diversity. And I can choose any different restaurant from a Pakistani to an Indian to the best curry in the world I can have right here in my beautiful town. You don't know me. I hang out with the poor people at the soccer matches. No, you don't. You're in the skybox. You're in your own freaking studio suite. It's all freaking lies. Why? Why the hate for Putin? And if you guys will just simply watch what Hollywood puts out. There you go, John. If you just watch what Hollywood puts out. When I was a kid, you know what big movie had an impact on my life? Rocky IV. Where Rocky, Sylvester Stallone, fought Ivan Drago. He went to Russia, trained in Russia. He's running through the snow. He's picking up boulders. He's lifting up freaking metal. Anything he can. If he dies, he dies. And Drago punches the Black Dream and kills him. Boom. But what did it show? America comes together because what? The Cold War was over in '84. Reagan put a stop to it. Well, I mean, it was negotiated somehow. I'm sure somebody got a payoff. But Gorbachev brought down that wall. And then what happens? No more propaganda against that. But before then, it was all propaganda about how Russia's so bad. I mean, look at the freaking Rambo movies. Going to Afghanistan and fighting freaking Russia in Afghanistan. Proxy war. It's so stupid. Hollywood propagandizes everybody. And then Britain's got their own propaganda. Or they got a better... I mean, you guys can't even talk. You can't even talk in Britain anymore. You got to... Tommy Robinson... And Piers Morgan's like, Tommy Robinson has been convicted of all these crimes. Look, he's been jailed. He's a thug. He's a thug. He's a hooligan. He's a football hooligan. You mean... Never in the world has a judge and a jury got it wrong. I don't even think you have juries in Great Britain, do you? You don't have juries. You just have a panel of judges. As Alan Dershowitz, a Harvard professor in America who's now cast aside because he dared defend Donald Trump's impeachment, he said they will indict a ham sandwich. Because why? You can convict anybody if you have the right jury. Just like the E. Jean Carroll, the one who sued Donald Trump for millions of dollars because he defended himself against her supposed rape allegations. Well, they're investigating her now. But what will the news say? Well, Donald Trump's he's just trying to get retribution. He's trying to get revenge, even though he was absolutely guilty of rape. He said, I did not rape that woman. And then she gets $100 million or several $1 million judgment because he said, I didn't do it. And everybody in the world believes it, just like with January 6th. Everybody believes, oh, January 6th, the insurrection. You know how many people were convicted of insurrection on January 6th? Tell me how many people were convicted of insurrection. Do you know? Anybody know? You got an idea? No one. No one was convicted of insurrection because it didn't happen. You mean the people in America, the right side, Republicans in America, who own more guns than almost all of the world, those people were performing an insurrection to remove the government in power and place Donald Trump. And they forgot their guns? They forgot their guns? Veterans who know how to make explosive and they forgot to bring them? And the propaganda continues today. People today still swear, oh, it was an insurrection. It's the worst thing that's ever happened. No. Capitol cops got up there and start shooting tear gas at men and women, especially women. Hitting men and women in the face with freaking bean bags. Hurting people. What's up, Zoloft? But it's all lies. Everything's lies. They lie about everything. That's why I wish I could get through to Tommy Robinson. I wish I could talk to him and say, dude, you're freaking just wrong. I guess he was forced to take Israeli money, and I understand why, because Tommy Robinson works for Ezra Levin. Ezra Levin is from Rebel News. Ezra Levin's a Jew. And I like Ezra. He's a good man. He's a righteous man, but he is a Jew. And he will put out all that freaking propaganda. People don't understand this, but Benjamin Netanyahu, they've been protesting in the streets for the last 10 years trying to get Benjamin Netanyahu out. out. Every single time they about have him voted out, he goes and bombs another Islamic nation. Now, you're not going to get me to defend Islam. I think that's one of the most dangerous threats to humanity on the planet is Islam. I know it is. I know for a fact it is. You're not going to get me to defend them. But you're not going to get me to freaking say that Russia's the bad guy when they just criminalize Satanism. Putin. I watch YouTube channels from Russia, like Stop a Douchebag. One of the most polite societies, clean society. I mean, Tucker Carlson went there and everybody's like, look, Tucker Carlson wants to be a Russian agent. He's a CIA agent for the Russians. He works for the Russians. He carries water for Putin. If I go to a place and it's really clean and I come home and I say, you know what, that place is really clean. Yeah, but we don't like that place. You're not allowed to say that place that we don't like is not clean. You're not allowed to say that, because if you say that, that means you don't love the place that you're from. Is that stupid? That is backwards ass thinking. That makes 0 sense. Imagine if America and Russia joined hands to take down China. This Iran stuff wouldn't be going on. This Islamic takeover of the world wouldn't stop. I mean, and Islam is very prevalent in Russia. I think it's like 15 to 20% of the population is now Islamic now, which is terrifying. But the Bible says in the end, it'll be a one world religion. You can see the Pope. The Pope wants to combine all religion. Oh, everyone can get through God. Everyone, Muslims and Jews and Christians, we can all go to heaven. Hindus, we all believe in the same God. Well, you're wrong there. Jesus says, I am the way. I am the light to the Father. I am the only way to the Father. But God forbid you say that. You'll get attacked for it like crazy. What do you mean? Jesus wasn't like that. Jesus accepted everybody. He hung out with whores and drunks. He didn't hang out with them. He demanded they repent and turn from their evil ways, is what Jesus did. He didn't say, oh, yeah, it's okay. You do what you want to do. Party on, drink all you want, buddy. Yep, you do it. And whenever you're ready, you just come on back home. You get to go to heaven because you said you know me. Well, knowing someone and worshiping them and obeying them is two different things. America's some of the most gaslit people in the world. Well, and that's what I was talking about, Zoe Loftus. People in the UK are more there. I don't want to say they're more propagandized, but they believe the BS. They believe it. We're at least allowed to talk about it. Happening everywhere, but the evil big tech, big tech screwed us all up. They screwed us all, and it's going to get worse. These data centers should be a great fear, but imagine if we could link arms with Russia. We would be the controlling interest in all things globally. We could control everything globally. And Mark Carney with Canada just cut America's oil supply off, and now they're selling 900%, or was it their sales to China, gas and oil sales to China has went up 900%. Wow, do you think that's going to help China? Well, you think so? And I don't know if you guys heard this because it's very disappointing to me. And I haven't verified it, but I trust the source. That Donald Trump Jr. got married this past weekend, and his marriage was to a woman that's deeply connected. Her father's deeply connected with Jeffrey Epstein. So would we dare say that it's possible that Donald Trump Jr. or Eric Trump possibly got wrapped up into Epstein? And all these people says, oh, this Epstein stuff doesn't bother me. Well, it should bother you, because if you got pictures of a congressman and a senator with a little child, you control that congressman or that senator's vote. You control that person. So any agenda you have, you get to push on through. Hence, Lindsey Graham. Israel, we're going to wipe them off. Israel's going to wipe them off the map, and we're going to back Israel. He's 70-some years old and never married a woman. I don't think he's ever had the touch of a woman. You know good and well that man is blackmailed up to his freaking throat. But here we are talking about how, and Donald Trump buddied up to him. He buddied up to every freaking never-Trumper and every neocon, everything. I mean, now that Tulsi Gabbard has now left the administration. RFK's on the way out the door. So Maha's not going to happen. I mean, they got the vaccine schedule down from 70 vaccines down to 9. It's either 7 or 9 vaccines that's mandatory now instead of 70. So, but they let Monsanto walk. They took Monsanto's liability off. Monsanto's been poisoning us for 30 freaking years. Monsanto owns patent on all of our heritage seeds. Monsanto owns all the patents on all the freaking GMO seeds. So they control everything. Wow, that's strange. I can't believe that's there. Check this out. I just noticed this. MAGA. MAGA. I never knew that was there. That's weird. Yep, Bear as well. And guess who Bear supported? Bear helped fund both sides of the war as well in World War II. Guys, I cannot anymore ever say that the German painter was the bad guy. Go back when you get off this live stream and Google the German painter's speeches translated into English. And when you listen to that, you're going to be shocked and amazed. Because he just talks about nationalism. He talks about the heart of Germany. Did you know that the German painter outlawed usury? If you don't know what usury is, it's a biblical commandment. Usury is against the Bible. That means you cannot charge interest on money you loan. He guaranteed that every German household was allowed to own a house, that the German banks would loan them the money at no interest. They had the highest literacy rate in the world. They had the greatest freaking health care then in the 30s. The German people, you know why they loved him? They weren't mind-controlled masses. He loved his freaking people. He turned the place around from poverty, from anguish to prosperity, one of the greatest nations ever to walk the earth. He turned them completely around. Ask yourself, where were all the bodies? 6 million supposedly died. Where did they put all the bodies? There's not a death pit anywhere on the earth located. They've studied it extensively. They took sonar cameras and rolled them on the ground and looked and tried to find it. They couldn't find any of that. It's everything they tell us is a lie. It's like Trump and Pete Hegseth, and I like Pete Hegseth. I was fooled. My discernment went out the freaking window. But they told us, oh yeah, we're beating Iran. We're wearing their asses out. No, we're not. We're losing the war. You know how many of our carriers have been shot and destroyed? They've come and are limping home. You know how many of our Middle East bases are being destroyed by cheap Iranian drones and missiles? We're losing the war. And here's your question, folks. People who are still on the Trump train. We don't get any oil from Iran. So why are our gas prices higher? Why did our gas prices go up when we don't get any oil from there? We export more oil now than any other time in American history, and yet our prices are high. Here's a stat for you. A guy was in Libya the other day, and he made a YouTube video from Libya, and he filled up his car. 11 gallons of gas was less than $1. I mean, it was the equivalent to 11 gallons. It was so many liters. I don't know what liters is, but it was equivalent to 11 gallons of gas was close to $1. So if we're producing that much oil and gasoline, why is it expensive? And here's another thought, guys, for you guys out there with the big work trucks like I used to own. Diesel is higher than anything. Diesel is the second refining process. This diesel is the dirtiest gas there is. It's one of the most least invasive. Bug flew in my ear. Shoot, I hope it didn't go to my ear canal. Diesel is one of the easiest refining processes, but diesel is more than anything. Any questions? I'm just rambling on, guys. I'm just so freaking... These people that come on here, and all that little prick could say is, yeah, you're just avoiding getting a job. Wait a second. If you're not feeding me and you're not paying my bills, what does it matter if I have a job or not? The whole place that I walk around all day long, you see these giant trees on my property? You see them? You see all these giant trees? You see all these giant trees you see? Look at them all. How many of you people got big giant trees like this? I could walk around this property for hours. Let me show you this one. All these giant trees. And he's telling me you need to get a job. You see this? Look how big this freaking tree is. Massive freaking pine tree. All my bills are paid, folks. Am I hurting? Could I stand some more money? Absolutely. I really need money. I need as much money as I can get my hands on because gas is high. But I ain't got no bills. My only bill is putting gas in the freaking generator and putting food in my belly. Car insurance and a cell phone. That's it. That's it. My bills a month aren't $500, but all the trolls can say is, yeah, you need a job. Well, okay, troll. Where you live at? Show me your freaking the title to your mortgage. Show me your paid off home. I've got paradise. I mean, here, I'll give you a glimpse. And I'm on the southern end of my property. I'm not on the upper end. And that would take a long walk. These trolls have to have something to say. Let's see. I hope you can install your windows. Oh, I got them in. It's just I ain't got no way to insulate them. Perhaps use a different silicone. Well, yeah, I use 100% silicone. What I need money for right now is gasoline because I got one tank of gas left, or one 4-gallon can of gas left. But I need that roll of it's shingles is all it is. It's a 4-inch roll of shingles. It's got glue on it, so you can actually glue it. You just you tape it off the roll and tape it around the windows, kind of like Tyvek, except it's a shingle material to keep water out. But it is what it is. I can't do nothing about it. But that's all the trolls can say. They can't beat the argument, so they just make incendiary attacks. I'm going to criticize you because I can't beat your intellect. Well, why do you think I dropped out of school, folks? I dropped out of school because I thought the teachers were stupid too. I'm a sponge. I soak up information. I learn. I want to learn more and more every single day. And the more I learn, the more I realize everything they taught us was a lie. Everything was a lie. Even the food groups in America is a lie. The food groups are a lie. What's up, Miss Jamie? The food groups are a lie. Cereals is one of the most poisonous things in our cabinets. Cereal. I found my favorite cereal. I can't even remember the name of it now. Honey Bunches of Oats. That's one of the most cancerous causing freaking cereals there is. Because all the chemicals in it from Monsanto. But nobody listens. Nobody gets it. The food groups are a lie. All you need to survive and be healthy as a horse is meat. You go on an all-meat diet, you'll lose weight. You'll be healthier than you've ever been. Your immune system will be through the roof. It's like me. I've been sick 4 or 5 times in 8 or 9 years. I've been sick. That's it. So 4 or 5 times or 8 times in 10 years. I think it's 8 times in 10 years I've been. And it was just a mild, like a small flu. It wasn't anything like I was completely incapacitated. I don't know. Any other questions, folks? Anything else you want to say? God, I love these big, beautiful trees. I had some animals that killed a bunch of my trees, and it really made me mad. I probably got 50 trees down on the lower field. Just killed them. Just killed my beautiful trees. Animals ate my dang dogwoods. I had so many beautiful dogwoods on this property, and they just ate through my dogwoods. I guess dogwoods got a sweet bark and leaf for animals to eat. Heartbreaking. Anyway, let me scroll through the comments. Indoctrinated at schools, destroying us with food. Yep. What else we got? Price gouging. Again, he says an excuse and will continue to do so. Well, the reason gas prices are so high in our country is because they gotta pay for the fuel that's powering these jets that's above us, dropping all this garbage on us. But everybody, we need to pray for our brothers and sisters in the UK. They are in bad shape. They are the white race. People, you need to understand this. White people, whites, Caucasians in the world are between 7 and 12% of the total population. We are going extinct. So That's why they try so hard to shun you when you're proud of your race, when you're proud of being Caucasian, when you're proud of being a white person. They have to shun you because the whole goal, and George Soros said it openly in an interview to a German news site. He said, yes, we have to. He said we have to take down the white race. We have to remove the white race from power and appease the blacks because they're so much easier to control. We control blacks through entitlements. We give them free stuff and they vote for us and we can control them. They're so easy to wage war on because they're so dumb. If you guys aren't watching American news right now, the big thing hitting in the airways right now is all the graduations across the country where they have majority black students and they're at their graduation fighting like freaking animals. They have street takeovers. They have block parties. Well, it's nothing more than a riot when they jump on cars and they raid freaking restaurants. They raid grocery stores. They raid convenience stores. They raid auto parts stores. They're just menaces to society. I am to the point, and if you guys need to watch this channel called Frojax, F-R-O-J-A-X, is two brothers, and they're two white brothers, and what they do is they debate black people all day when these blacks are on there talking about, we was kings, we was scientists, and we was inventors and professors. No, they was not. They was not. Africa's got the greatest resources in the freaking world. And what? They're still corrupt. They're still living in mud huts eating flies. What are we talking about here? And the biggest conflict for me when it comes to criticizing these freaking black people, because America is just Negro culture. It's just outrageous. It's double G hard R all day long. It's just constant violence. There's no value to human life with black people in America. And when I say black people, no, not every single person, but it's 99.9% of them are just hateful, freaking racist that have been taught that America owes you something, white man bad, you are what's important, you are what matters, you are special, you built this place. When you watch that, you'll get infuriated to hear these people, the way they talk. I mean, they talk about white people like we're garbage. Well, listen, wait a second. White people fought and died to set them free. Christian whites do that to fight Democrats to set them free. It wasn't whites that went to Africa and raided tribes and kidnapped blacks and brought them here. No, it was the black tribes that did it. And guess what? Slavery today in black nations like Africa is bigger now than it's ever been. And blacks joined the Nation of Islam, which is an oxymoron to me, because Muslims, or let me say Arabs hate blacks. They had them for slaves. It's like, God, you can't be dumb enough. You can't be dumb enough. Anyway, 8 people, 6 thumbs up. Anything else you want to say? Blackmail compromise paid off, absolutely. Any update with my daughters? My daughter called me yesterday. She's acting like nothing's wrong now, so we'll see how that goes. I got 8 or so tomatoes. I wish I had tomatoes and green beans, but somebody stole all my seeds last year. I got a hell of a place to plant, but all my seeds been stolen. Last year I had 10-foot tall okra plants, 10 foot tall, because I use natural fertilizers. I use rabbit poo and chicken poo to fertilize here. But see, I don't eat vegetables. I love okra and I love squash, and that's about the only vegetables I eat. I do eat corn on the cob sometimes, but it's not I just don't do it as a preference. My ex-wife has been served, thank God. They served her the very next day. They served her the very next day at her supposed job, and they served her yesterday at her house. So that bitch ain't running no more. So hopefully, because I know she can't read, and I've got a video that you guys are going to freak out about. I've got a video that's going to blow your minds, guys. I got a video that's going to blow your minds. I'll give you, yeah, it's already made. When I got through making it, it was long. It was like 35, 40 minutes long. It was long, but it will blow your mind to what I've been through with my ex-wife. And a lot of things in there makes me look bad, but I just got to tell the truth, because when I tell you my ex-wife's a gang-stalking freaking villain, shit. The government, I mean, just like when they were trying to find her, she told my daughters, oh yeah, this apartment's in my name. No, the cops looked. The sheriff went, and the apartment complex said, no, we don't have any listing for that person. This place is not in her name at all. So the government literally paid for her apartment, just like the government got her a little 4-door red car. Let me give you a preview, I guess. Let me show you this. see this? You see that? In this folder here is not even a third of the times that she had me arrested and put in jail. Not even a third of the time she had me arrested and put in jail. From assault on a female to assault with a firearm, where she gets in there and tells the judge, because she wanted to party and steal my money, she said, "Oh, he put a gun to my head, forced me to have sex, and then told me he'd kill me and my kids." $300,000 fighting that one. Why do you think I'm trying so hard to get away and get out? You guys just can't understand. When I tell you about my targeting, people have no idea. They've literally killed everyone that I loved. They've murdered. And they're still trying to kill me daily. Today's a better day than some. They're not hitting me too hard today with off the skull. When you don't hear and see from me, that's usually when I'm just being destroyed. But yeah, they're still working overtime to wipe me out with V2K and other weapons. Yep, she's been served. How do you use rabbit fertilizer? You have to come first. No, you just have to be very sparingly with it, because it's rabbit fertilizer got higher nitrogen than chicken poop does. So you have to be very, very careful. The best way to use rabbit fertilizer is at the end of the growing season, after all your garden's dead. Go through it, just take rabbit poop and sprinkle it all over your garden, and then put leaves on it in wintertime, and then in the spring till it all under, and you don't have to fertilize the rest of the year. I'm telling you, it's the greatest fertilizer you'll ever use. Here, let me give you a little example about what I mean. Rabbit poop. Let me show you a little bit of something. I'm kind of giving away a couple of my, giving away a little of my identity here that I probably shouldn't, because I have to be top secret about what I do. But I'll see if I can let you in a little bit. But yeah, rabbit poop's the best thing in the world you can use. Let me just do this here. That's all rabbit poop. That whole container is full of rabbit poop. So high nitrogen. That stuff is like freaking nitrous oxide. But yeah, you just till that in your soil and let it sit. And literally, my tomato plants last year were 9 feet tall. But what I did is I messed up that because they were over fertilized, and I came in and fertilized them again, and they just ended up growing straight up instead of bushing out. I mean, they were huge, but the plant themselves put all the growth to the roots and to the stalks, but not to the fruit, because tomato is a fruit. But I wish I had like I said, when I tore down that guy's house and I hauled all his windows off, he gave me seed from the 80s and 90s, all kinds of the old seeds before the GMO garbage, and it was all stolen here last year. All of those seeds were stolen last year and just disappeared. So I don't have any garden this year. I don't have anything. I don't even have a tomato plant in the ground, and I wish I did. I bought a tiller and it blew up, and then I went and put a brand new motor on it, and then the next day, the transmission on my tiller just magically blew up. Like I said, everything of mine is vandalized. Everything I own vandalized. I mean, you saw my Ranger where the vandalism on it, where it rolled down the hill and hit a freaking tree. And then the tires are completely bald on my Ranger. So that's how bad my tires are. I mean, there's nothing left in my tires. Nothing. They're just bald. So I don't drive it in my Bronco. Tires are gone on it. And so I really don't go anywhere. I drive Tina's car when I need to, because she got her a new Jeep. So I drive hers when I need to go somewhere, but I don't need to go nowhere. If I leave, I'm spending money, and I don't need to spend money because I ain't got nothing to spend. But this is not what I thought life was going to be. If I get my family to come back home, everything's great. Everything's great. So we're praying. I hope you guys pray with me on that, in agreement. I'm just tired, folks. I'm tired. I'm emotionally and physically just exhausted. It's so hard to get up every day and get kicked in the freaking teeth. They're radiating me so bad. They radiate me so bad. I mean, I don't hardly have teeth left in my head from they were hitting me so bad with radiation. But I never thought in a million years that coming online and telling people, warning people of the weapons that they have, I never thought that I would be ridiculed and attacked so viciously. I never thought standing on the side of the road and being like Paul Revere, the redcoats are coming, the redcoats. I never thought telling people that the redcoats were coming would get me so vilified and victimized. I mean, I know what Noah went through now. Noah, for what, how many years, 100 years, Noah was building the ark, and he kept telling people it's going to rain. It's going to rain. They're crazy. No, it ain't going to rain. And he built the ark, and then the next thing you know, everybody's dead. It's depressing. It is depressing. Any more questions, comments? Any other topics you want to go over? I literally got nothing to do but go in there and eat, and I put on a couple pounds from where I was down to 160. Put on a little bit more weight again. Leveled off. I eat 2 eggs a day no matter what. Questions, comments, top fans. Let's see here. Thank you for being so loft. I need all you can send. I have a bunny. I might try that this year. Good. Yeah, try it. Bunny poop's great. Bunny poop is great. Always keep your bunny poop. Store it up. Keep it dry. At the end of the year, just put it in the soil and till it under, and you're ready to rock and roll. And even if you don't till it in during the summer, you could take like 2 or 3 of the rabbit poops and put it at the base of your plant and water it, or crunch the poop up and put it and make a water solution with the rabbit poop. Make a water solution out of it and pour it over top of your root ball. Don't touch the plant at all. Just over the root ball with it. There you go. You just infused it with freaking high nitrogen, and it'll grow like crazy. So if you want to, Jamie, just get one tomato plant by itself and use only rabbit poop on it. It'll save you money, and you'll see the difference on how fast that thing grows. Rabbit poop, like I said, high in nitrogen. You won't be able to stop it. Let me see if I can show you where I was planting that last year, and I'll show you the milkweed that's popped up. I've cut a lot of the milkweed down. Milkweed's a good plant for your health. Wait a second. Let me pick that back up. Well, you do a cooking video. I ain't got nothing to cook. I ain't been hunting and I ain't been trapping, so I ain't got nothing to cook. The only thing I cook here is I go to the grocery store and I buy like 2 or 3 pounds of hamburger meat, and I fry a hamburger. I eat 2 eggs in the morning, and then the rest of the day I'll just have 2 hamburgers the rest of the day. I'll patty a hamburger out with just salt and pepper, fry it in a frying pan, drain the grease out of it, and I'll eat that. That's all I eat is hamburger and eggs. Well, I have liver mush in the mornings too. If you don't know, now you know. Give me a minute. It takes a long time to walk my property. How much meat can be stored in your freezer? I got 4 freezers here, but I'm scared to store anything in it. I'm scared to store anything. I don't have really the power for it now, because freezers take power. And like I said, everything here runs off gasoline, and I don't have, waiting on the Lord to bless me with gas money. Let me show you what rabbit poop will do. Oh, I cure meat all the time. I can meat too. That's what rabbit poop will do. You see how big that grew? Yeah, that's how fertilized the soil is from rabbit poop. Solar, yeah. After I had the money, I'd already have solar panels up. I already know how to do it. Solar's easy to do. You just plug it in. Solar's easy. Batteries are the most expensive part of solar, but I want to get four 300-watt panels. I want to get a 2,000 to 3,000 watt inverter, and then a charge controller. I need a larger charge controller, and then I'd like to get some Battleborn's about the best on the market, but they're $1,000 a piece, and lithium batteries can explode, so that's a scary thing there. My buddy told me if I just get some big lead acid batteries, the deep cycles like they use on golf carts, that those are really good batteries, and I can get them for about $75 a piece just to store power. But right now what I'm doing is I just run my generator, and it charges my Jackery, my Solar Saga 1000 watt Jackery, and then I can power the house off the Jackery. It runs my lights, it runs my refrigerator and my TV and my router, and it lasts about 5.5 to 6 hours. So while the Jackery's running, the generator's off. So I run the Jackery till it's dead, and then I fire the generator up. Then the generator powers the Jackery back up, recharges it, and then powers the house. I mean, Jesse Ventura lives in Mexico, out in the the hills of Mexico, and he runs strictly off the generator. I'm sure he's probably got a diesel generator though. Let me scroll back through this. Whoa, the year before last, I used 12-12-12 and got more plant than tomatoes. There you go. It's too much nitrogen. It's nitrogen, calcium, and potash. That's the three things in fertilizer. The first number is, I think, nitrogen. It's been a while since I've been landscaping. I got more plant tomatoes. I'm trying to do differently this year and see tomorrow. Tomatoes. There you go. Thank you, John Witt, for being here. God bless you. I'm gonna get off here. My throat's starting to hurt from talking. But thank you guys. Like, share, and subscribe. Leave comments. The more you interact with the page, they say it's going to share. YouTube keeps telling me they're sharing my content, but how is it I have 809 subscribers, but I can't get 9 people on a freaking live stream? How can I can't get 40 people to watch a damn video? It's so heartbreaking. It's absolutely heartbreaking to literally talk and no one hear you. I never thought in America, in my country,